The most important step, though, in the whole process is step number 4. This is the step that most rookies make mistakes with. But it's a very key step because you're now wanting to validate that the investment partner trusts you enough so that when you pitch the opportunity, you have pre-framed them, you've opened up their mind, but most importantly of all, you're not pitching the opportunity too early in the process. You see, a lot of people that try to raise money, they flounder, they make mistakes. Sure, they might pick up a couple of checks along the way out of luck, but they're never going to be nearly as successful as they potentially could be if they just mastered this one thing, the validation phrase, and this is key. Towards the end of your second call or your second meeting or your second Zoom with the potential investor, you want to ask them this one phrase. Because what this does is it tees you up for success so that when you come back and ultimately present the investment opportunity, they're much more inclined and they're much more receptive to say yes and ultimately invest. It goes something like this. Mr. Prospect, I've really enjoyed getting to know you over the last few conversations we've had, but as I've shared all along, right now I just don't have anything that I can potentially discuss with you as it relates to an investment. You see, the reason is because we always like to give our investment partners the right of first refusal on all of our ensuing deals and our ensuing programs, and as a result, they tend to fill up pretty quickly. But what I'd love to do is just add your name to a list of people I keep here on my desk and get back in touch with you in the event an opening appears on one of our future programs, maybe something that I believe you can get excited about. Would that be okay? When they say yes, the door is opened. You see how I've used a little bit of psychology in this validation phrase? They basically have acknowledged that they trust you subconsciously because they've now invited you back when you have something of interest and something to talk about. So you see, what I've just done is I've used a little bit of what I call sales psychology. I've used a technique that some of the best closers in sales know, and it's called the takeaway. My potential investor was just told, right now, I don't have anything that I can offer to you. And he doesn't know whether I'm going to call him back next week, next month, or maybe never. The takeaway is one of the strongest closing techniques people in sales use. And if you master the validation phrase, I will almost guarantee you success as a masterful capital raiser.